तो सीधे आपको लेके चलते हैं ग्लोबल कॉन का दूसरा दिन आज है कार्यक्रम में सीधे आपको लेकर चलते हैं
the erbium glass, which is a non-ablative, that saying it doesn't drill holes in the skin. We use it as well for rejuvenation and acne scars. So something that we really need to understand here are the chromophores and the real targets that we are treating, because it's not always what we think. For example, when we're treating hair, the chromophore that we're targeting with the laser, let's say the 810 nanometers, it's melanin, but what we're really trying to destroy are the stem cells of the bulge. Same with vascular lesions. What we are with the chromophore that's absorbing the light is the oxymethemoglobin, but what we're really trying to destroy are the wall of blood vessels through heat. And well, this is just a little image that I like to use in presentations. It seems a little bit complicated, but it's not. It's just the wavelengths and the absorption coefficient of the chromophores. And basically, for example, talking about erbium yak, we can see that it has a high absorption of water. We see that melanin and oxyhemoglobin have different peaks. That's why several lasers can be used to treat several skin conditions, different wavelengths. But basically, it's just to understand that we need to select a specific wavelength to treat chromophore, and that's one of the basics of lasers. So as a general rule, I really like this drawing because when we talk about skin types or degree of pigmentation in the skin and energy, and we plot it in a little diagram like this, here in Mexico, our patients are usually around here, so our therapeutical window is quite small, so we really need to understand how to use our devices, because if we use too much energy, we'll have obviously adverse effects, and if we use too little, we'll have no effect at all. So basically, we are kind of like in this point right now. This is another slide that I really like. This was done with an IPL with a friend of mine, Jens Pettersen. He showed me a lot about specifically IPL. He's in Denmark, and this is a patient. This is an arm, and this is where the shirt is, and this is where there is no shirt. And this is a person that was out sun tanning with a shirt on, and then they did a shot with the IPL, and we can see just in 10 minutes how that suntan skin starts burning. 10 hours, 4 days, 10 days, and it can last up to 3 months. So we really need to understand our wavelengths and the devices that we're using. Now, choosing the right parameters, get to know your device. For me, one of the most important things to consider is restrict thermal damage to the selected chromophore. I mean, what we're really treating, we want the energy to be condensed right on that area, and diminish the heat dispersion to peripheral tissue in order to achieve a clinical endpoint and get the desired result. So basically, we have 5 modifiable parameters, and which are the wavelength, the spot that we're going to use, the pulse duration, the fluence, and the cooling devices. And every device has, these are the things that we could basically manipulate to have the best results. And always know your clinical endpoints. This is for me probably one of the most important slides of what I always have to share. And is when I shoot a laser, I have to see what's happening immediately in my first shot. So if I'm trying vascular lesion, I need to see that the blood vessel turns a little bit bluish or disappears momentarily accordingly to the device that we're using. If I don't see this, that means that my parameters are not correct, and I need to readdress them in that session or just in another session. When we're treating pigment, what we're looking for is a bronze color of the pigmentation. And if I'm